Hey, what's going on, guys? DK. Back at you with another video here to bring the showdown slate between the Washington Wizards and the Boston Celtics. Before I get into the video, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. My name is DK. I make daily videos and live stream for NBA and NFL slates on Draftkings, and also make videos for NBA Top Shot. If you're unable to watch these videos, I also upload on Apple Podcast. Link down below. It's called the DKDFS Show. And if you could leave a 5-star rating and review, that helps me out a ton. Every single rating review boosts me up in the podcast rankings. If you guys are interested in signing up for premium content, I offer that on patreon.com, an esports package. That includes Call of Duty and CSGO, as well as an NBA package. Now this day, or for these showdown slates, these are mainly going to be on Patreon. I'm just doing a special occasion because we got no slate today, so I got more time. But yeah, with the Patreon package, you get a breakdown for the main slate and then the late showdown slate. Again, today will be a special occasion. I have the breakdown for the 2-game slate as well as each of the showdown slates for tomorrow. But yeah, let me know if you guys like this type of content. Again, I have a breakdown for each of the late showdown slates on my Patreon every single day. And then finally, I want to thank Prize Picks for sponsoring this episode. If you're not familiar with Prize Picks, so what they have is they will post fantasy projections or fantasy scores, and you can either take the over or the under on these. And they have a lot, posted for the Wizards Celtics team. They have 12 guys posted. They also have single stat DFS, so you can take over under on like points, assists, rebounds, 3-pointers made. I think it's really fun, and it's a nice change of pace from Draftkings because you're not playing against anyone, you're playing against the house. So a couple that stand out to me: Brad Beal at 42. He shot like 25% last game and still went for 40-plus fantasy points. He's going to tough it out and play. I like the over on Brad Beal. Kemba feels a little bit too low there at 39.5. He's going to have to be the number 2 on offense here. I do like taking the over there on Kemba. And then Marcus Smart at 29.5. He's a guy that has a high floor. He'll play probably close to 40 minutes. They need his defense out there to guard Westbrook/Beal. So, like taking the over on those 3 guys for this showdown slate. And yeah, if you guys want to sign up, you need to go DKDFS. DKDFS, all one word, link down below. You will get a 100% match up to $100. You put $100 in, you get $200 to play with. All right, so let's talk about this show. I'm saying Wizards and Celtics. Oh, also, guys, if you like this content, leave a like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't upload videos, you don't go live. I will be doing a YouTube live stream tomorrow to break down the 2-game slate. And again, let's aim for 100 likes on this showdown video. So, with the Wizards and Celtics, and it's a 232.5 over under, the Celtics are currently 2-point favorites. All right, so let's start off with the Washington Wizards. And showdown pricing, we have Russell Westbrook at $13K, Brad Beal at $9.6. Westbrook obviously is the guy that you can feel the most confident in for, that has the highest ceilings, has highest floor. He's just been going for like 60 to 70 fantasy points a game. This Celtics team is not the same defensively they have been in the past. So, Westbrook, if you can get to him, obviously I like. I don't necessarily think he's a must-play in the showdown slate. Maybe this is a hot take, but I think I prefer Brad Beal to Westbrook for the price. He's coming in at 9.6 as opposed to Westbrook at $13K. That's a pretty big difference, right? $3,400. So, and Beal shot 8 of 27 last game and still went for 40 fantasy points. So, for me, I actually give the edge to Beal over Westbrook. Now, scrolling down a bit more for Washington, Rui Hachimura, secondary play for me. He should play, 30 to 35 minutes, but doesn't really stand out at that price. Rule Neto's pretty big. Not that I want to play him, but that would make Ish Smith a really good play if Rule Neto is out. So, Neto, if he plays, don't have much interest. If Neto's out, I think Ish Smith looks great. Bertans at 5.2, should play about 30 minutes. The issue with him is he's reliant on the scoring, but perfectly fine playing the mid-range. Again, has to hit the shots to get there. Ish Smith's the other guy that I love right now. Assuming Neto's out, we probably get some around 25 to 30-ish minutes. He's been pretty solid. 21, 27, 23, 22, 36 fantasy points the last 5 games. So, Ish is a good offensive player. I like Ish Smith for value. I think right now he's my favorite value play, assuming Neto is out. And then we got to talk about the centers in the show inside, unfortunately. So, last game, Alex Len started, but only played 5 minutes. It's Gafford and Lopez, the guys I'm really, really looking to. Gafford's the better point per minute guy. But right now, he's not playing huge minutes. He did start the second half last game, so keep an eye on that. If Gafford starts, then I think it's only going to be him and Lopez that play the center position, and then would like them both for value. Both are solid point per minute guys. Lopez, last game played 27 minutes and went for 28 fantasy points. So Lopez and Gafford, I am intrigued by. I think one of those guys will crush. And if Alex Len doesn't start, I think it's going to be just a combo of Gafford and Lopez. And if that's the case, I actually like both for value on the Showdown slate. All right, moving on to the Boston Celtics. So Tatum at the top feels very, very safe. You're getting him at a nice discount off of Westbrook. He should play close to 40 minutes. He's the clear number one on offense. And again, it's a great matchup. So love Tatum there. And I really like Kemba Walker too. He's going to have to be the number two in offense. He should play close to 40 minutes. I like the price in Kemba. I like the discounts. So Kemba and Tatum at the top both look pretty solid. Fournier at 84, more of a secondary play as opposed to Kemba. Would much rather get to Kemba at a similar price. Marcus Smart is also, priced up a little bit more on this one than he was on the 2-game slate. So not a must for me. He should play close to 40 minutes. They're going to need him out there for his defense. But he's close in price to a guy like Kemba. Would rather play Kemba over guys like Fournier and Smart. Now, Robert Williams, we did just get news that he's probable. So him and Tristan Thompson should split the 7 minutes. I don't think he's a must, though, at that price. Feels a little pricey for a guy like Robert Williams that maybe only plays 20 to 25 minutes. He is a really good point per minute guy, so viable, but again, riskier. Thompson, again, more of a secondary play now, too, with him and Rob Williams most likely splitting their 7 minutes. So don't love either of them at their respective prices. I'm probably not going to get to any bench guys for the Celtics either. Pritchard or anyone else. I would rather get to those Wizards value that we went over. All right, so let's talk about roster construction for this slate. And Westbrook's really pricey. If we go Westbrook and the captain, it's going to be a little bit difficult, right? So let's just try that. Let's try Westbrook and let's try to get Tatum and Kemba in there. And what does that leave us with? About 3.9K remaining. It is doable. You're probably going to have to go to Ish and one of the centers. But that is at least doable. I think it is, again, if there's no Neto and Len doesn't start, I think that is certainly viable, right? Because then Ish Smith looks really good, and then both like Gafford and Lopez actually look pretty good for value. So I don't mind that build if that's the direction you want to go. I also think you could go Beal in the captain on the Wizards side, right? I like the discount off him for Westbrook. So if we go Beal in the captain and then the two main Boston guys in Tatum and Kemba, we have a little bit more wiggle room, right? 5.6K remaining. So then, we can get to one of those value guys and probably go up and get to, one more of the main Celtics. So we can go up and get like a Smart or Fournier. I think that build's intriguing as well. Now, could you play both Westbrook and Beal? Sure. You can do that. So let's just see Westbrook and Beal. Then we can probably only get one of the main Celtics. Let's see. If we go Tatum and Kemba, so you're not going to be able to do that. So you'd have to pick one of the two main guys. Tatum would be the guy I would probably lean to. He has a much higher floor. And then you're basically in the same situation where you probably have to go to a guy like Ish, probably one of those value centers as well with Lopez and Gafford. Now, would I take a shot in any of the cheap guys in the captain? Let's see. If Gafford starts at the center, again, I kind of went over this in the Hornets-Pacers game. Like, you could do that and then go team jam him in. It's not, it's super, super risky. But if a guy like Gafford starts, we know he's a really good point per minute guy. So if you do something like that, then you can just go team jam him in, right? You boom, boom, boom. You can still get Kemba too if you want to. And then you'd probably have to play, one of, Lopez or something. So that's not out of play. It's just, a pretty contrarian build. And with the Celtics, I think my favorite play it might be Kemba. So if we go Kemba in the captain, again, I think I like pairing him with Tatum. I think I like getting to both the main Celtics guys because Fournier and Smart are cheaper on the 2-game slate. They're a little bit pricier on the Showdown slate. So I think I'd prioritize getting to Kemba and Tatum. And then if we do that, could we go Westbrook and Beal? No, because then you'd have to do I guess you could, but then you'd probably be taking a 0. Like Hutchinson, I think barely plays, if not at all. So right, you might be putting yourself at a disadvantage there, but you could get to, Westbrook, and then it's the same spot, right? Then we probably looked at guys like Ish, one of the Valley centers, and maybe go up and get one more guy in the mid-range. So those are the builds I kind of like. Again, keep an eye on Neto news and whether or not Len starts. Because, again, if Neto is out, I really like Ish for value. You can even make the argument for him in the captain, right? If there's no rule Neto, I don't hate that. Because then it's the same situation. Then it's team jam him in. You can get 3 or 4 stars. So, again, if Neto's out, I really like Ish. If Alex Len doesn't start and they start Gafford or Lopez, I actually like both Gafford or Lopez because then I think Len gets the DNP. So those are the two pieces of value news that we have to keep an eye on, which is pretty big. I'm leaning towards more of the Washington value over the Boston value because the Boston value, I don't want to play, Naismith or, a Grant Williams, even if he plays. I don't want to do that. I would rather take a shot on the Wizards value. So that is going to do it for my breakdown today, guys. If you have been enjoying the content this far, I would really appreciate if you have a like button on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't upload videos, when I go live. Again, I will be doing the YouTube live stream tomorrow. Make sure to check it out to break down the 2-game slate. Thanks again. Have a great night, guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow in the live stream.